Hi class, in this video we're going to be talking about how to divide numbers with decimals involved. So if you remember the multiplying decimal video, basically I want to change everything into a whole number. Um, but in this case, dividing is different. So let's say for 3.9, I want to change it into a whole number. So if I want to move the decimal place one place towards the right, I have to multiply it by 10. But once you multiply it by 10, you have to automatically multiply the other number you are dividing by 10. But this is a nice coincidence because if you multiply 0.3 by 10, you move the decimal place one place over to the right as well. So you end up getting 39 divided by 3. Now that you have 39 divided by 3, you simply just have to divide. Now this one is a slightly tough one to divide, but if you were to do it using the long division method, the 39 would go on the inside and then you would simply put the 3 on the outside. Now, you basically just ask yourself, how many times does 3 go into 3? Oh, great, once. You subtract, remainder of 0, great. Now you carry down the 9. How many times does 3 go into 9? Well, 3 times. You have a 9 here, subtract, remainder of 0. So you end up getting 13 for a final answer. But remember what we did for multiplication? Because we multiplied by 10 twice, do we have to divide by 10 twice? And the answer is no. For division, it's different. You don't have to reverse it and divide by however many times you multiplied by. So your final answer is just going to be 13. And you can check with a calculator to prove if that's correct or not. Now let's move on to a different example. Here I got 6 divided by 0.03. And here's going back to what I mentioned. If I want to change this to a whole number, I have to move the decimal place 2 places towards the right. And in order to do that, I have to multiply 0.03 by 10 twice. But if I multiply one number by 10 twice, I have to automatically multiply the other number by 10 twice, even if that number is already a whole number. So now, if I move a decimal place here for 6 2 times towards the right, I'm basically going to end up getting 600. And then this just ends up being 3. So I have 600 divided by 3. So once again, the first number towards the left that you're dividing by goes on the inside for long division. And the 3, the second number goes on the outside. How many times does 3 go into 6? 2 times. And then, okay, remainder of 0. And then you just have zeros here. Doesn't go in any 3 doesn't go into 0 anytime. 3 doesn't go into 0 anytime. So you end up having 200 for a final answer. And that's simply just going to be your final answer. You don't have to do anything else. Leave your final answer as 200, and you can check with a calculator to see if that's correct. Okay, this example is going to be a bit trickier. So first I want to change the 1.2 into a whole number. So I want to move it one place towards the right. In order to do that, I have to multiply it by 10. But because I multiplied one number by 10, I have to multiply the other number I'm also dividing by 10. So now I'm going to get 12 divided by 40. Now, the first number on the left-hand side goes on the inside for the division, and 40 goes on the outside. But as you can see here, we most likely have a problem. 12 is going to be less than 40. So this is going to be an interesting division problem. Well, first things first, how many times does 40 go into 12? 0, right? 0 times. So if I subtract this, I'm going to end up getting just 12. And then it's going to be a 0 here, a 0 here. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a decimal place right here. I'm going to add a decimal place right here. And I'm going to add a decimal place right here on top as well. Now I'm going to add a 0. Now would you agree 12 is the same as 12.0, so I'm not doing anything illegal. Now I'm going to carry down the 0. But I'm not going to carry down the decimal place. I'm going to let this be 120. How many times does 40 go into 120? 3 times. So now I do my subtraction, and I get a remainder of 0. So my final answer from this should be 0.3. So my final answer of 1.2 divided by 4 is going to be 0.3.